Computer boot sequence initiated. Accessing library computer data. NCC 10535. Starship Tempest.
A small Starfleet station hangs in space. In its topmost section, a shuttlecraft sits in a small hangar bay with an airlock, spacesuits, and other equipment. Behind one large piece of equipment, there's just enough space between it and the station's bulkhead for a gloved hand holding a Starfleet laser drill to slide into that space. The hand pulls the trigger, and a beam of bright light drills through the bulkhead. But before long, the beam has penetrated the bulkhead all the way to the other side and into the vacuum of space.
Warning. Decompression detected.
The hand withdraws and leaves behind the hole, air whistling through it as it escapes into space.
Space. The final frontier. These are the missions of the starship Tempest. Set between Captains Kirk and Picard, 5 friends stumble their way through their first role-playing game as the crew of this Federation starship, exploring strange new worlds, keeping peace in the galaxy, defending their keyboards from kids and cats, and going clumsily, if not boldly, where no one has gone before. Captain's Log, Stardate 16428.0. We are racing towards Sentry Station 7, a Starfleet listening post along the Romulan neutral zone, and a crucial first line of defense against potential Romulan incursions. The station has suffered 3 suspicious malfunctions in the past 10 days. At this point, and especially in light of the recent incident with the USS Ellesmere, we have to assume that one of the crew is an undercover Romulan agent. These stations use specialized and highly classified sensor arrays to detect cloaked Romulan ships, and if their security has been compromised, the ramifications could be disastrous.
Okay, so this is Mission 5, Sabotage on Station 7.
And we're all astronauts on some sort of a Star Trek.
On some kind of Star Trek.
Okay, got it.
Excuse me, I will probably have to cough every once in a while.
Okay, you get 7 coughs today.
Okay. Sentry Station 7 is one of 22 small listening posts set up along the Romulan neutral zone. These listening posts are the first line of defense against Romulan cloaked ships that may try to cross in the neutral zone, like the first line of defense against a possible invasion. They have special sensors that are attuned specifically to detecting cloaked ships. And as a result, the operation and design of these sensors are very closely guarded secrets. You have to have special training and special security clearance to be on these stations. And it's a big security situation. Unfortunately, Sentry Station 7 has apparently been sabotaged. It's experienced 3 significant malfunctions in the last 10 days.
Just like Gerald Ford.
the most recent of which can only be explained as deliberate sabotage. Which means that, at this point, we have to assume that one of the Station's 5 crew members is a Romulan spy, especially...
At least one.
And especially in light of your recent experience with the spy on board the Ellesmere. Because two of the crew members are Starfleet intelligence, we can't have Starfleet intelligence itself investigate, because what if Starfleet intelligence itself is compromised?
Yikes.
So, we are...
Sending a random crew.
Yeah, we are sending you as a starship outside of Starfleet intelligence, just a regular operational starship, to go get to the bottom of this. So, as I said, it has a crew of 5, 1 commanding officer, 2 engineers, and 2 Starfleet intelligence analysts. You have their personnel files in your briefing. Hi, Dean Yeager.
Here we go.
Cool. Is one of them a dog?
Dog.
One is a bear, one is a baby, and one is a dog.
Good.
We need to get them across a river in a boat that holds 2 people. You can't put a bear with a dog, but you can't put the baby with the bear.
Okay.
Can't put the baby with the bear.
So, The three major incidences that occurred.
Nobody
are
can be
these.
with the bear, I guess is what I'm saying. Don't get the bear across the river.
The bear just has
Keep
to go
going.
by himself.
Yes.
Why
The
are we
bear-
so mean to the bear?
10 days ago, the sensor array went offline for 47 minutes. This is not unheard of. It's not. That's my cats. This is not unheard of. These are very delicate and specialized pieces of equipment. It's not unheard of for them to go down on their own, so that by itself is not totally suspicious. However, 6 days ago, a rogue isotope entered the station's power grid, and in order to correct it, they had to shut down main power and do a complete purge and flush of the entire main power system before they could bring everything back online again.
Sorry, but I prepared for the rogue isotype, which is what is on the sheet.
Me too. Yeah, I did.
Now I'm throwing for an entire
Okay,
loop.
so there is a typo there. There's an ISO typo there.
Isotypo.
Waka.
I quit.
Waka. Humor joke.
Yeah, have fun finishing the rest of the show without us, Brian.
I'm gonna take a point of thread away from myself. So during this period, while they were purging and flushing the system, the station was operating on battery power for 14 hours. And then 7 hours ago, there was a small hull breach with atmospheric loss detected, consistent with a micrometeorite strike. However, after being investigated, it was later discovered that this hole was made from the inside with a standard issue Starfleet's laser drill, which we have to assume is deliberate sabotage. There's no other reasonable explanation.
Was it Starfleet or a Russian drill?
That was deliberate.
A standard issue Starfleet laser drill.
Are they too good for just a drill?
Yes.
Got to be a laser drill.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't. I don't accept your premise.
Okay. All right.
Also, question:
Yeah.
Can anyone hear them drilling in space? In space, can you hear someone drilling?
Yes. The vacuum of space as a soundless void actually only applies to screams. Everything else is everything else is normal.
But I mean, somebody else in the station would have heard. I mean, how big is this station?
Yeah.
It's small.
Yeah.
If you look at if you look
Yeah.
at the briefing,
Yeah.
That's
you'll
why
see
they
a
used a
cross-section.
laser.
Right.
And actually, I'll change it to roll 20 here as well.
Oh,
So right now in roll
quick.
20, you'll see the general area where the station is,
I see
Yeah.
it.
and here is
It looks like a dot.
the
Oh.
here is the cross section of the station.
Okay.
So it's quite a small situation. There's about 5 levels to it, and then on either side is the sensor array, and on the other side is kind of the service module with all of the fuel and life support and that sort of thing.
Okay.
So you guys are currently proceeded to Sentry Station 7 at maximum warp. Is there anything you guys want to do before you get there? And oh, by the way, quick side. So I suggested that whole time limit thing. Do we want to do that?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
What
Okay.
was the time limit thing?
So the
again?
the ticking clock, you mean?
The ticking clock. Yeah.
So we
And I'll give you guys updates at
Pass or fail?
regular intervals.
I think that's cool. It might. Who knows if
Yeah.
it'll be too
If
difficult, but
we totally faceplant it, then we'll ditch it and cut it out. But
faceplant like in college when you fell down the stairs with your hands in your pockets, kind of faceplant.
we were walking up the stairs. Thank you very much.
I guess that's better for you.
Ryan,
What?
I'm sorry. Can you come out here real quick?
Maybe the ticking clock thing isn't gonna work.
That might
Hang on.
not do.
Pause the clock. By the way, I'm lying in bed as I'm doing this as some sort of a bacchanalian it's just the I've got 3 pillows behind me, a number of laptops. Somebody bring me grapes.
I'm back.
And better than ever.
Ready?
Brian, which section did you say had this breach?
The very top one, the shuttle bay on level
Oh,
1.
up there. Okay.
Yep. And I'll actually show you. So be prepared for it. As awesome as the PowerPoint in this cross section can look like. Be prepared for the actual layout of floor of the station to not be
Oh wow!
impressive.
This Starship cross section
Yeah.
brought to you by Kindergarten.
Yeah.
Did Harrison draw this?
So you see where it
Our
says
viewers find this very funny.
you see where it says 7, kind of back in that corner is where the hole was.
Okay.
Actually, I literally
I literally don't see where
it says
7
that.
is.
It's the only part I can't see.
Further right.
To the right.
There is no 7, Brian.
Is it a hidden
Nope.
number?
1, 2, 3, 4.
this like
Oh,
one of
because
those
you're on the wrong.
things?
You're on the wrong level.
Oh.
Yes, we were on the wrong level. We were clearly in the wrong there.
Yes, we did that wrong.
You beamed us there,
it was
Brian.
a total power. It was a total power move thing. How many numbers do you see, Ryan? How many numbers do you see?
6 numbers.
No, there are 7.
There are 7 numbers.
Oh, God.
All right. So that's where the breach was.
Good thing we're trying out the time limit today.
Do you? I haven't clicked start yet. Do you guys want to do anything else before the Tempest actually arrives?
Shower.
Shower.
No, we should learn about Sentry 7. No,
Okay.
What do we know? I would pull up the personnel
Yeah, so
files on all of the crew members.
All right, so should we talk about what our plan
Yes.
is?
So we can do kind of a quick overview of those guys before. Quick one other addendum that I forgot to mention. Part of your mission directives are that because this station requires special classified clearance, only the Tempest commanding officer, meaning Captain Maddox, and the senior staff, meaning your guys' primary player characters, can go on board the station. So no supporting characters can go on the station at any
Aw.
point, and only 4 Tempest crew can be on board at any one time.
Well, I'll be in
And
my
this-
room then.
And the station must stay operational, so you can't just, beam all 4 or all 5 of these people into the Tempest brig and then staff the station
And then murder
with
them.
Tempest crew members.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, there goes my idea.
So you've got to
So you
figure
say,
out
we can do whatever we want. We just have to deal with the consequences.
you've got to figure out who the culprit or culprits are before actually shutting the place down.
Question.
Yes.
Who reported it as a meteorite strike?
If we want to, we can say that you guys are in the conference room and you're on the comm with the admiral giving you this mission, and so you guys can ask him any kind of preliminary questions that you might want to ask him before you actually arrive at the station. So we'll say that the Tempest is currently en route, and you guys are talking with the admiral before you get there.
Okay.
Okay.
Dr. Teal had a question that was.
My question was, who reported this as a meteorite strike?
So when a station like this suffers atmosphere breach or loss of atmosphere, the station itself actually sends an automatic ping update to the nearby kind of coordinating starbase.
I see.
The station commander reported it as a presumed micrometeorite strike, and then they investigated and discovered that it was what it was.
Do they not have cameras or sensors that tell us who was in the who was in the shuttle bay at the time of the breach?
Not that we had. They may have that on the station itself, but we don't have that available to us out here.
Okay.
And just to be clear, looking at the ship's crew roster,
Yep.
the most recent crew member to join was Cynthia Milder or Milder. How do you want to pronounce it?
Milder.
Cynthia Milder.
Guiltier.
It's Midler.
Midler.
as of just a couple of weeks ago.
A little further back than that. So the crew rotated in about 7 months ago, and she rotated in maybe a month after that.
A scratchy pen note writing. Got it.
All right. So
Do any of the officers like pineapple on their pizza, so that we know who to be
Ooh.
suspicious of?
That's a good one.
no, Travis. This is the future, and it's a utopia. So nobody holds such anti-human sentiments anymore. Okay.
Is there a reason why the crew members are all wearing different uniforms?
Yeah, because I have to work with what I had.
Because our listeners will get that joke.
They can't share one uniform.
Touche.
Yes. So the images, the specific people that I pulled, I was kind of going for. Here's a general impression of the person that they are, and I didn't worry about the uniform.
Okay. Good enough.
So the station commander is Lieutenant Commander Robert Slocum. He, prior to this, worked in logistics at the Utopia Planitia shipyards on Mars. He is recently separated from his spouse, Janet Slocum, and she remained on Mars following him being assigned to this post. His parents are deceased. His prior CO was at Utopia Planitia was Captain Xander Rogello, and that's that. The senior engineering officer is a Vulcan woman named Soral. Her previous assignment was in the Starfleet Corps of Engineers on Earth. Her prior CO was Commander Shren Thavanas. And when she was younger, before she joined Starfleet, she was active in Konshaya Tizgad, which is a fringe political party on Vulcan that advocates for reunification between the Vulcans and the Romulans.
She's gonna be waiting a while.
So that's a thing.
She did it.
Junior engineering officer is a Boolean man named Doran Shax.
So he's also the barber?
He just graduated from the academy. This is his first assignment. So his prior CO was the Starfleet Academy Commandant. And his co-father was killed by the Romulans in the Tomed incident 4 years before he was born.
So he did it.
So he lost it.
I would question why they'd stick him as an ensign onto this ship.
I mean,
Yeah, that may be a good question. Maybe it's not.
Good save.
The two
Maybe it's
intelligence
not.
analysts. The first one is Lieutenant Rhonda Garcia. They were both undercover agents in the Orion Syndicate prior to this. They both have the same prior CO, Commander Marta Betanides of Starfleet Intelligence. Rhonda Garcia was an undercover agent in the Orion Syndicate for over 6 years. 6 years and 4 months. Longer than any other agent. Quite an impressive fact.
Good for her.
good for her.
And the other one, the last one, as we've mentioned, is Lieutenant Cynthia Milder. She was also an undercover agent in the Orion Syndicate, and she was undercover for about a year, which is a respectable amount of time.
It's okay.
The Starfleet Intelligence actually has quite a bit of difficulty keeping agents undercover in the Orion Syndicate. Somehow the Syndicate finds them out very quickly, and most agents last a few months, sometimes as little as a few weeks before they're found out.
And Admiral, could you just brief us on what the Orion Syndicate actually is?
Sure, yes. The Orion Syndicate is essentially the largest organized crime society still operating within the Federation. It used to be the Orion Empire, which was a legitimate government, but over time the Orion Empire was essentially commandeered by this organized crime society, and now essentially there's no difference between the Orions and the Orion Syndicate. And it's the largest organized crime organization still operating within Federation space.
And they're looking to build a freeway.
All right, and that's an overview of the crew. Do you have any other questions before you actually arrive to the station?
No?
I guess not.
No? All right, so I'm going to hit the start timer on the clock.
Alrighty.
How much
There
time
we
is on
go.
the clock?
3 hours.
Go.
Oh.
Go.
All right, so this Tempest arrives. What would you guys like to do?
Shields up.
Lock phasers on target.
Blow up the Tempest. No, we should
Good to be back.
beam over. Start talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we want to do an exterior scan of the station
Maybe
first?
hail them first?
Yeah.
Well, we'd say hi. I mean, I'm talking like in the long term.
Timer's running.
But they're
Let's
There are
open
things we
let's,
need first.
let's open a channel to the station.
Okay.
We don't have to do the bloop. I promise you I'll put in the effects when the time comes. Like here.
Robert Slocum, the commander, Robert Slocum, appears on the view screen.
Bobby.
Yes, Captain. I'm Lieutenant Commander Robert Slocum. I'm the CEO of the station. I know why you're here. How can we assist you?
Ask if he's guilty.
Commander Slocum, I was just letting you know we've dropped into the neighborhood and we'd like to come aboard with your permission.
Of course. We'll be waiting.
Okay.
How did it get burned? How did it get burned? How did it get burned?
All right. So we all four can go over there.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to go.
EL is not allowed to go.
Captain, I'd like to run a scan of the station before we beam over.
That's a great idea.
Agreed.
Okay. Do a science and control with the ship's science and sensors. Difficulty 1.
Got it. Okay.
You guys are full up on momentum because it's the start of the mission.
Two for each of us.
Correct. Yes. And I have 8 threat as well to start with.
Success. Good job.
So, okay, so you conduct a normal scan. As you can see on roll 20, you guys are in the vicinity of the station. There's nothing out of the ordinary. It seems It seems to be all regulation and in order from the scan.
So we got no information from the scan?
Yeah, there was nothing out of the ordinary. Is there anything specific you would like to ask about?
Can we sense if there's any sort of like subspace communication going on? Any sort of communication to or from the station that might not be readily apparent?
Not at the moment. Not.
Oh,
at
I have a good idea.
Yeah.
Considering that we've dealt a lot with tachyons over the last couple of missions, maybe we've gotten better at our tachyon scans, and if we could do a tachyon scan of the area, that might help us determine whether or not there are any cloaked warbirds or birds of prey out there.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can do a cloaked ship scan if you want. That'll be a little bit more difficult than a regular scan.
I'd imagine Teal would want to do that, right?
Sure.
What's the...
What do I need to do? Roll.
Take them out. Take them down.
do your stuff. What do I need to roll?
Control and science.
And science. Ready, set, go. Oh, I'm the best.
Ooh. No success, no joy.
Wow, geez.
No joy on the ship either, so...
Great. Bagel?
Yeah,
Bagel.
that is 3 goose eggs. So your scan returns nothing conclusive that you can say one way or the other.
Okay.
So we should maybe have them first send over some information that we had questions on so that we can sort of look it over and talk about it amongst ourselves before interacting with the crew, I feel.
What would you like to bring over?
So like we want to know who was working on like in the different times with which problems happened. Maybe
Okay.
get like a plan as to who we want to talk to first or who we might...
We get their crew rotation history sent over?
Yeah.
Okay. Open a channel.
Yes, Captain. Slocum here.
Sorry for the delay, but could you please send over any information you might have about crew rotations over the past 2 weeks?
2 weeks. Well, I can tell you right away, sir, that nothing... Nobody has come or left the station in the last, since we rotated in, let alone last 2 weeks.
I'm sorry, I wasn't clear enough. Basically, we want to know who was working at what stations during the last several days.
I see. Yes.
As well as any logs they have about where anybody was on the station.
I'll transmit our work schedule right now. He does, and it's basically the way it works is the station actually takes 4 people to operate at any given time, so they sort of do a rotation where one person has a couple days off, and they just rotate that way.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Brian, who was on station during the 47 minutes with which the array went down 10 days ago?
Well, so it did happen in the middle of the night, and the station is on standby at that time, so theoretically everybody could have been asleep at the time that the...
But not
when
everybody
the array went down.
was.
When the array went down or when the hole was drilled?
I'm going through the 3 previous events, starting with the oldest first.
Okay.
10 days ago, the sensor array went offline for 47 minutes, so I want to know where was everybody on the station during that 47 minutes?
So that was still, they were all basically in the middle of the night.
So they were all in their quarters?
The first and the last were in the middle of the night, and then the power grid one was in the morning.
Right, but we just want to know where people were during the events.
So people were on duty for the power grid one. For both of the others, they were in their quarters.
Yeah.
Okay.
How does that square with the idea that we can't take them away from their stations more than one at a time or the station stops working?
Because it's more about taking people off of the station than it is stopping the station.
Okay.
Basically, what that's designed to do is to keep you from putting all 4 of them in the brig and not having anybody to operate the system if anything goes down.
Okay.
The station still has automated systems that could alert, and then if the alert goes off, then somebody wakes up and deals with whatever it is.
So Brian, if I may, it's less like
Yeah, go ahead.
them needing to be present at all times because it's such a vital operation, 24 hours a day, so much as it is like a firehouse with the firefighters there standing by, waiting to be called upon to do their job.
Correct.
Got it. All right, does anybody else require anything else to be done before we head over there?
Nope.
What they sent us is just a work rotation. It's not like an actual sensor recording of where everybody was.
Correct.
We should see if they have that.
They don't have that.
They don't have that in a top secret, secure intelligence facility?
They do not, because for some reason they don't ever have that on the Enterprise or the Voyager or any other ships, even though, yes, it would make sense for them to have that. Especially since they're all wearing communicator badges.
They can locate everybody.
We're one big happy fleet.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's, senior officers, let's report to the transporter room.
All right. Who are you leaving in command of the ship while you go over?
Me?
Lieutenant Doe, you have the bridge.
No, I'm Lieutenant Eel, thank you.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at Doe.
Oh, listen,
Ooh.
but I don't have hooves for hands, so you can let me do it.
You don't have hands at all.
You're an eel.
I forgot that I am a literal eel.
All right, Doe, you have the bridge.
Doe's in command.
Alright,
Go.
fine. That's fine then.
Eel, you're in charge of engineering.
Oh, alright.
Lieutenant Doe, do me a favor and keep a sensor lock on us at all times.
He just has very large eyes.
Sure, Captain.
Oh wow, he just rolled his eyes at the captain so hard.
in my minds, you guys can obviously also decide, but in my minds, Doe is very much like Kif from Futurama. Just anytime Brannigan tells Kif to do anything, he just has a deep sigh.
Okay. He did have to stop chewing grass in order to respond, so I understand his
That's a
frustration.
good point.
All right.
Alrighty.
Okay, so you guys beam aboard the station. You beam onto the common area level, into the 4 transporter pads, kind of into the wall there. You should see that, where it's 3. As you materialize onto the pad, you see the 5 crew members milling around in different parts of this level. Jax and Milder are sitting at the table, and Soral and Garcia and Slocum are kind of clearing a table. They seem to have just like finished eating a meal, and so they're putting empty plates and empty glasses and a carafe of what looks like Andorian ale back into the replicator to dispose of them.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, they're all there. Let me see if I can put them actually on the map. Yeah.
So, do we want to do have sort of a sit-down, segregated interview with each of the crew members?
Yes.
That's up
I
to you
think
guys.
it's a good idea.
Tell me what you want to do.
No, I was asking the crew.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. I'd imagine Teal will want to be there interrogating the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't talk to most of those people. But I can go investigate things elsewhere, like the power surge and stuff.
Okay. Well, how about Teal and I will interview the people, and you two, Goodspeed and Holden, can go check out the engineering side of things.
Yeah, I'd like to take a look at that hole that they've got in the shuttle bay.
Sure. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. Very good.
Okay. Who's doing what first?
Ow! Hold on, Logan just pulled my headphones out, so I don't know what anyone is saying.
Let's follow Holden and Teal.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Holden and Goodspeed.
Holden
Yeah,
Goodspeed.
let's go. We're going over to the shuttle bay. We're gonna do some scans
Okay.
on that there hole, which I assume has been patched or something.
Yep.
No, just let it go.
Okay.
I'm sure it's
Speed
fine.
holes.
It's currently whistling air.
Yeah. Ooh, that I'm thirsty for some tea. Yes.
So,
Let's go check
okay.
it out.
Goodspeed and Holden are going up, right?
Yep.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So you guys are on that level.
This is level 1.
Yes, the hangar bay. So the shuttle is off to your left, the Station 1 shuttle. On one side are the station's EV suits. There's also a small airlock, a flight control console, power conduit, and then to your right is the kind of storage and equipment room, and the hole is behind pieces of equipment in there.
All right. Goodspeed, do you want to check out either the hole or the power conduit?
I want to check out the hole.
All right. I'm gonna investigate the power conduit.
Okay, so let's do you first, Goodspeed. Go ahead and do a control. Actually, control and security, and then So, I can tell you that, and then you can decide if you want it, since Holden has better security. Investigating the whole breach is control plus security, difficulty 2.
What would be investigating the power conduit?
The power grid. Investigating is reason and engineering.
All right.
Okay, so, and what's the complication on this one?
Regular.
1.
Okay, so just 1. Okay.
Ooh, critical failure. You rolled 4 dice, though. Are you spending momentum?
That's I'm stupid. Okay. That one didn't count. That one did not count. I win.
Okay.
Okay, so control...
Oh, Brian was so excited.
Control and security. All right.
Okay, that succeeds. So you can tell that it was definitely created from the inside by a standard issue Starfleet laser welder. Do you have any other specific questions about it?
I guess generally, is there a way to map, like, which laser welder it was? Like, is there having a matching bullet signatures to a gun? I don't know how these things work.
Yeah, can you do laseristics?
Yeah.
That has to be a thing in space.
I would say not on the hole itself, but if you found the laser drill itself, you could tell that it had been recently used.
Okay.
But not from the hole, but from the drill. But you have to find the drill.
Okay. Is there anything? I mean, again, obviously this hole was patched. Is there anything from the patchwork or anything that I can determine that is off nominal?
Nope. The patch is typically standard Starfleet procedure.
Okay. All right. Up to you, Holden.
Okay. Yeah, I want to investigate the power conduit.
Okay, so go ahead and do a reason and engineering difficulty 1.
Boom.
Okay.
2 successes.
Boom, baby.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yes, so specifically what you're doing is investigating this power conduit on this level.
Correct.
Right. So
Yes.
you can tell that a rogue isotope was introduced into the power grids into this stream. This is like the main artery, if you will, of the power grid, and the isotope was definitely entered into the main artery. Maybe not necessarily from this conduit, but from one of the conduits connected to this main artery system.
Okay. Can you?
And essentially what happened is the rogue isotope destabilized the plasma. Essentially, you know how in the one episode they say soured the milk?
Yeah.
In that episode, essentially that's what happened. Is this isotope soured the milk of the station's energy?
Maddox to Holden.
Holden here.
You wanted to know what the result of your scan was. I have a question.
I'm still. Give me one more second, Captain. Brian. So
Yeah.
I guess my question is, like, I got the 2 successes and it was only 1, so that would mean that I could ask for additional information, correct?
Yes,
Just
you can,
technically,
yeah.
Like that. Okay. I want to know if this is the actual spot with which the isotopes were put in. That was my goal. Was to find out if this was the level that someone would put it in. Am I able to discern?
It
that?
is not. You can discern that. It is not.
Okay. Okay, so this is just telling me this is where it was, like, it tells me that this artery is where the isotopes were put in, but it wasn't done in the shuttle bay.
Correct.
Okay. Captain?
I was wondering if you'd briefed me on all of that I just heard Brian say. I was wondering if you have any
Weren't you
idea
listening, Captain?
What sort of tools or machinery would be necessary to introduce a foreign isotope into the system?
That's a good question.
I don't know. Whatever random technobabble would work. I did not think of an answer to that question.
Sir, I think it would be possible to modify a power inverter, and you could
if you reverse the
put something in
polarity
that.
on a flux disintegrator.
Excuse me, Brian. I got this.
Okay. Sorry.
We're playing a game, Brian.
You had nothing, and I came up with a power inverter. So, yeah, that's all I got. They used some sort of modified power inverter.
All right, thank you. Maddox out.
Okay. So that's.
Good speed. What'd you find?
Really nothing. It was a standard Starfleet laser welder and looks like a standard patch job.
All right, I guess we should try and find the laser welder then.
I think that's the next thing we should do and see if we can figure out who was using it.
Do we roll to search the shuttle bay for the thing?
Yeah. Go ahead and do a search roll. We'll say that's.
Can I say something here?
Yeah.
That was part of the reason why I was asking, is because I was going to gather, before we interview everybody in one place, I was going to order all of the Station 7 crew members to present several items to us. All of their tricorders, standard issue laser welders, and now power inverters, so that they present it to us.
For inspection?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, if you well, tell me what you guys want to do. Whether you want to do that or something else.
Well, no, Goodspeed, and I just wanted to let them know that that's what I was planning on doing. They can still search for it in case somebody tried to hide it someplace. But
Oh, I gotcha.
I mean, when somebody doesn't present one to us, that'll also maybe be a clue. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
If you want to search the shuttle bay, do an insight and security difficulty 1.
Insight and security, you said?
Correct.
All right, and I'm assuming Goodspeed will assist me on this?
Yes, I would love to.
So you're going to roll 1 dice and I'll roll 2?
I would love to roll 1 dice.
Do we want to spend a momentum on this, guys?
What's the difficulty?
Just a 1?
No.
Okay.
You guys are full up, and you're rolling 3 dice. It's low risk to use momentum at this moment.
There you go.
So two successes.
Yeah. So you search and you don't see any. What were you looking for specifically? The power inverter or the laser drill?
Both. We were finding, because it's also the equipment room is in here, so it was just a matter of I want to find all the laser drills and any power inverters that are just in the shuttle bay anywhere,
Okay.
hidden or otherwise.
There are none. There is the laser drill comes in kind of a standard Starfleet repair kit, one of which is in that equipment room, but that equipment kit still has the laser drill in it.
Okay. You said that we should be able to determine if a laser drill was the laser drill that was used or recently used, correct?
Correct.
So I think we would want to do that.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be a control plus security, difficulty 2.
All right. Control and security. Goodspeed, can you help me out on this one as well?
I sure can. And with gusto.
I'm going to spend 1 momentum.
Okay.
Okay.
3 successes.
And plus my success.
So we'll get that momentum back.
All right. It is not. It has not been recently used, so it is not the offending piece of equipment.
Okay. I'm gonna make some sort of subtle mark on the underside of the laser drill,
Ooh.
just so that we know that this is the one that I've checked.
Okay.
All right. Goodspeed, do you have anything else that you want to do while we're here?
Nope.
All right. I think we're done here
Yep.
for now.
Okay. What would you guys like to do next?
Well, should we do some interviews maybe? Have Maddox and Teal do some interviews?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're probably interviewing people, or were they waiting for us at this point?
Well, I think we could pretend that it was happening simultaneously.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Cut to Maddox and Teal.
Cut to.
So right now, you guys, everybody is in the same room. Let me throw Maddox and
But who's running the
Teal onto
station?
here. Again, the station can be
I'm kidding. I was
semi-audited. No, Tara, this is important. It's just that somebody has to be, or the crew has to be on board in case some alert happens that has to be addressed.
Okay.
Okay.
So actually, while they're doing the interviews, Holden would like to go rifle through all of their quarters.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but then I thought that's illegal.
Yeah.
Holden's fine with it.
Okay, well, it is true that it. So, from a legal standpoint, you guys
Not
obviously
allowed
do
to
have
just-
probable cause. You have the equivalent of a warrant to search everything and to question them and detain them.
Oh, then search away.
But yeah, you know there are still legal protections involved even for members of Starfleet.
Okay. Now, let me take care. Wow, who's eating chips?
Yep,
Let me.
I am. That's me.
let me take care of that segue first while we get these interviews started. So.
Okay.
Hello everybody. I'm Captain Rajay Maddox. This here is Dr. Teal.
Hello.
And as you know, we were assigned by Starfleet to come help investigate the causes and the disturbances that have been going on in the Space Station 7 here.
Can I
So,
be making that
as-
the V at my eyes, then the V at their eyes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. And as part of the standard protocol, we do this sort of inspection all the time. That's why they called the Tempest in. As part of the standard protocol, we're going to have to inspect quarters. And I will need for
I'm watching.
for you.
I'm sorry. I'm watching to see if anybody gets panicky.
Well, you're also feeling it, yeah, right? Yeah.
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 Commander Slocum, I will need the ship's inventory manifest so that we can cross-reference it with the inventories that we're going to be collecting at this time. And what I need each of you to do is to please bring forth all of your personal tricorders, your standard issue laser welders, any hypo sprays, power inverters. So if you could go ahead and do that, and once you've completed that, we're going to do a routine inspection of all quarters.
Okay.
Anybody have any questions or complaints, objections?
Nope, they're all good. So
No one.
let me just give you a quick kind of description of all of their bearings. Slocum is a little impatient and kind of almost like he's put upon that this is happening at all. Soral as a Vulcan is very put together and stoic, as a typical Vulcan. Chax, the Bolian, does look very nervous and energetic, but that is a tendency of Bolians in general. So whether or not it's out of the ordinary for him is a question. Garcia looks very relaxed and at ease, and Milder looks just kind of very pissed.
Okay. Can we do a roll where Teal does her thing and I assist her?
Does her beta Z thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm going to make you do it on each one individually, and the difficulty level will vary depending on the character.
Depending on their guilt level.
Well, for example,
Yeah.
The Vulcan.
the Vulcan has better mental defenses, and both of the intelligence agents have specific training in
Aha. Okay.
blocking those sorts of scans.
That's fine. Because I can use my focus character assessment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
But you could only use it on one of them, though, right? Because you can only use it once per scene or something.
No, you can use a focus every time.
Okay.
you can only use a value once a scene.
Point of
Oh,
determination
that's
you
right.
can only use once.
Yeah, got it.
All right, so I guess let's go through them one by one, right, Teal?
Okie dokie.
Do you want to split them up first, or you want to do it all here while they're all together?
Yeah, let's get all the stuff collected first.
Okay. So they go up and down. The operations level and then the engineering level are below you.
Should have done that the other way.
That's where most of the equipment is. The quarters are above you. So they go up and down, they kind of split up. And they bring back. Because it's a small station, they don't have personal tricorders. There's no real personal equipment at all. It's just the station's equipment. They bring back 2 standard issue engineering repair kits. They bring back 2 tricorders. They don't bring back a power inverter at all. And is there anything else you wanted to ask about, specific items that they brought back or not?
Yeah, and I wanted specifically I wanted the ship's inventory manifest to cross-reference everything.
Yeah, so he brings up a pad that has all of that information on it.
Okay, so do I need to roll to get the information off the pad, or am I just reading?
No, you're just reading it.
Even though I have dyslexia, I don't need to roll.
Yeah, so you need to do a control plus reason difficulty 12 to compensate for your dyslexia.
Difficulty H.
Okay, so you said 2. He brought 2 engineering repair kits, 2 laser welders. What else?
Well, 2 laser welders a laser welder is in each engineering kit. So.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, they're part of the kits. One kit has the one that you guys looked at on the shuttlecraft level. Has the laser welder. The other engineering kit does not have its laser welder with it.
Okay.
Dun dun dun.
Da, da, da.
And what about the power inverters?
Nobody brings back a power inverter.
And is there one on the ship's manifest?
There is not.
And how many laser welders should there be? Should there be 2?
Yep.
And there's only 2 engineering kits on a super secret science station.
Correct.
Awesome. Okay. I guess we conduct the interviews now.
Okay. Do you want to split them up or do them all together?
I thought you said we had to do them individually.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, you should, honestly.
Because the
I was just
difficulty
seeing
will
if you were going to still do it.
Yeah.
That's just how interrogations work.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, A is how interrogations work, and B, I don't want to switch between 5 different NPCs that quickly, so...
Sure.
Yeah, that's
let's
also part of the reason.
Start at the top, right? With Slocum?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, we'll say you go to his quarters, just so you guys are in a private area.
Okay.
You guys move up to the habitation deck.
Is there any private spot that they could do the interviews that are not their quarters? Since me and Goodspeed, we're gonna
Oh, yeah, you're tossing quarters.
do that. Yeah.
Oh, here, let me give you the cross section, and
Why don't
you can take a look.
have the interviews in the shuttle bay?
Yeah, okay, that'll work.
Oh yeah, then I can.
I mean, couldn't you just send everybody else back to work while you're in the common area with the person that you're interviewing as well?
You can do that
I kind
too.
of want to do it in the shuttle bay, like Murder She Wrote. Like this is where it all happened.
Yeah.
Okay, let me put you all on the shuttle bay.
that make me Angela Lansbury?
It doesn't make me Angela Lansbury.
I mean, it might.
It might.
You're the captain.
Captain!
Captain Angela Lansbury.
Fun fact, the guy that played Paris on Voyager was in an episode of Murder, She Wrote.
Huh.
And I saw that when I was a kid, and I was like, oh, it was one of the first situations where I was like, oh, I know that dude from another thing.
You're like, oh, it's Robert Duncan McNeil.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's Christopher Reeve from Somewhere in Time.
Do we want to jump back and forth between our interviews and then whatever Goodspeed and Holden are doing, so that it's not like 6 people's worth of us rolling?
Yeah, so why don't we do it this way? You guys will do one person at a time, and then we'll alternate between you guys interviewing that person and them searching their quarters.
Ooh.
Ooh, good. And sometimes we can have the person doing their voiceover while Holden and Goodspeed are doing stuff.
You can do that in post.
Yeah, that's your job, Ryan.
That's going to be hard in an audio drama.
Maybe don't do
Okay.
that.
No, I won't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we're just interviewing Slocum?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Teal?
Do your thing.
Did you do it?
No.
Okay, ask the real
What
question.
kind of ship are you running here?
Yeah. I'm not.
It's a space station.
I basically just put you on the spot and ask you to start the interview.
Yeah, I'm not good at interrogation so much. So I just like to feel what they're feeling, and
All right,
then
well,
you
I guess
ask things.
I'll do my stuff.
Yeah.
All right, Commander, I just wanted to go through this with you and sort of get your thoughts and see how you're feeling about, basically what your thoughts are on the whole situation.
I mean, obviously, it's incredibly disturbing. The idea that one of the people under my commands might be a spy or a saboteur or anything like that. It's disconcerting. What else? What else could it be? I've been running over my head over and over again about who it might be, and
Well, let's talk about that. What do you have any suspicions for any members of your crew, specifically?
I couldn't cast aspersions without definitive proof against a member of my crew, Captain. I'm sure you understand.
Okay, well, let's talk specifically. I want to ask your impression of the shortest member, not shortest, member of your crew who has been with you the least amount of time, Cynthia Milder. Let's talk about all the short people first. Can you tell me about Cynthia Milder? I imagine you probably know her the least, considering the amount of time you spent.
And she's not very tall.
Yes, that's true, Captain. She did rotate in a little later than the rest of us. Honestly, she hasn't gelled well with the rest of the crew. She keeps to herself most of the time. She's very taciturn. To be honest, I've had a very hard time interacting with her.
Could you define taciturn?
She hasn't been a very pleasant person to work with, Captain.
Okay. Have you observed with the members of your crew any sort of friction or any personality conflicts between individuals?
I will say that Lieutenant Milder has not gotten along very well with most of us, and in particular, she and Garcia do not seem to get along. I don't know if they have a prior history. I know they're both obviously from intelligence, but I don't know if they have a prior history at all, but they clearly do not like each other.
Do you know what their previous assignments were?
I know they were both undercover with the Orion Syndicate. That's all I know.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask you a slightly more uncomfortable question. How is it that you have lost track of your ship's equipment on such a small station? Now I'm pushing him on purpose here so that she can get a read on him.
Yeah, that's a tough question for him. He takes it pretty hard. He doesn't really have an answer. It is a kind of a glaring example of his own inadequacy and his own failing as a commanding officer, and he doesn't really offer any answer of substance. But yeah, you definitely kind of struck a nerve with him there.
Okay, can we roll to see what kind of impressions we're getting?
Yeah. So go ahead and do the insight plus command.
Roll for sense guilt.
Insight and command?
Yep. And this is going to be an opposed task.
What does that mean?
It's so first of all, it's a difficulty 2, and the fact that it's opposed means he will also make a roll, and whoever
to
rolls
try to
better,
block.
Yeah.
So
whoever
should
rolls
I
better
use-
wins.
I don't feel like I need to use momentum unless you think.
So
I should.
I'm going to spend a point of threat on this roll.
Oh, so should I spend a point? I should do a momentum then.
Oh, you already rolled, bro.
Oh.
I did. Yeah. So he got 1 success.
Oh, hey. I got 3 successes.
hey.
Boom.
Oh, well, there you go. I guess I should just roll right now. And I did say I was going to spend a momentum. So.
Oh, actually, so I realized, looking over the rules at one point, that when you assist somebody on a task, you can't basically do anything to buy more
Use
dice.
momentum.
Oh, you can't
Yeah.
use
So we've been
momentum.
doing that wrong for a long time.
All right. And I just roll one because I'm assisting.
Correct.
All right, here we go.
Teal already won, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Now we have 4 wins.
Well, yeah, but we get the momentum back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you get the momentum back, and he is definitely hiding something. There's something he's not volunteering. You get a sense of indignation from him, whether or not it's at being accused or something else you can't quite pin down. But there's a sense of like affront or offense,
Okay.
and he's hiding something.
What else can we poke at? Oh, well, let's find out what the fella's found in his quarters.
Yep. Okay. So we'll switch over to that.
Ryan, are you able to go help Harrison for a second?
Yep, I'm going right now.
Okay.
Okie doke.
Such is the life of a captain.
You got to look after your crew.
That's right. Our whole crew.
So, okay, so you guys are in Commander Slocum's quarters. You can see it there on roll 20. If you want to do just like a general search, then that can be a insight plus security, difficulty 2.
Insight plus security, 2. All right. And you said we can use focuses as much as we want, yes?
Yes, if a focus applies.
Okay, I have a focus on espionage, so that seems applicable.
I actually would say no, because you're investigating right now. If you were I would say that espionage is conducting espionage against somebody else or foiling somebody's espionage. But
I'm trying to search
you're
to
not
see
at
if I
that
can
point.
find anything that a spy may have hidden. That seems like something.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty espionage-y type thing.
Yeah, if I know what someone would do to try and hide things around their quarters, I think like I would be able to use that knowledge to search for those things.
Hundreds
Okay.
of years ago, the Dutch threw their wooden shoes called espios into their machines.
Hence the word.
And thus the name.
Espionage.
Espionage.
Okay, fine, you can use it.
So how does that work again?
It's
been like 4 months,
When you do the roll on your character sheet, just click focuses yes, and that will automatically calculate
Okay,
it.
cool. All right, inside plus security. I'm gonna go ahead. Has the captain and Goodspeed relayed, or are we listening in on their interview?
I'm gonna say no.
All right. Okay, and Goodspeed will help me, I'm assuming, with insight and security.
Should we?
I
should
sure
we,
will,
like-
buddy!
Should we like tell them that I think he's hiding something?
I mean, you're in the middle of the interview.
Yeah, you're
so-
standing right in front of them, so
Yeah.
Oh,
you know.
that
For,
would,
for
that
future
would be subtle.
for future ones, yeah. For future ones, I think like me and Goodspeed will just be listening in. But since we didn't sort of say that ahead of time, I don't want to try
okay.
and like retcon that. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
standing looking at him and I'm like, I think he's hiding something.
I have a success. Whoa.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
destroyed it.
2
Wow.
criticals. Oh, because of the focus, right? Okay. There's nothing suspicious
Kablamo.
in his quarters.
Ah.
Oh, boo.
Ah.
Boo.
I know. You fought so hard and it didn't even matter.
For 3 successes and 2 critical successes, you should be able to figure out what he had for dinner 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, like, I may not have found anything, but what did I learn about Slocum with
Yeah.
my 5
Okay,
successes?
so
Yeah.
you do see a pad which appears to contain a letter to his wife, or his separated wife. Her explaining why she's staying behind on Mars, that she just doesn't want, in order for her to essentially stay with him, she would have had to have moved to a colony world that is out in the sticks, and she didn't want to do that. She wanted to stay in kind of the big city that is Mars. And that's her rationale for having split.
Oh.
All right.
And it's more than that, and just in general of like, yeah, this isn't working, and the fact that you're now out in the boonies is the straw that broke the camel's back, which means I'm going to stay here.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right.
That just makes him disgruntled, not guilty.
All right. And is there anything else, like, in terms of, like, his captain's logs and stuff? Like, is there any sort of information within his normal records or anything that might give me any insight into him as a person?
No.
Okay.
Maybe he's hiding that he knows someone is more suspicious than he's letting on, because he very quickly said, I'm not going to point fingers at anybody. But also, she doesn't get along with anybody.
So if Ryan is still dealing with Harrison, do you guys want to move to the next room?
Yes.
And then
Yeah,
we can-
do that, because he's plugging in the switch for Harrison.
Yes,
Okay.
let's go.
Okay, so if you're going down the ladder of seniority, then the next one up is Soral the Vulcan.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna do the same search, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and I'll do the same assist. I have a success.
Ooh.
I have a critical success.
Ooh, one critical
Ooh.
success.
Okay. So in particular, you look for anything related to the fact. So her clear point of suspicion is the fact that she was involved in a political party that is sympathetic to the Romulans.
Yeah.
So you specifically look for anything related to that, and you don't really find anything.
I'm looking.
There's no poster on the wall of her favorite Romulan middle manager.
Yeah, there's no Rosie the Riveter, but a Romulan poster on the wall.
Weaken 4 lights.
There are a couple of books on Romulan and Vulcan history, Vulcan politics, but nothing outright condemning, right? Nothing like how to overthrow the Vulcan government in 3 easy steps. There's nothing like that.
3 easy steps.
All right, and there's nothing hidden. Like, I didn't find her diary or anything.
Whoa. There.
No,
Text.
nothing hidden that you can find.
No.
Yeah, you can't just read someone's
I
diary.
think actually we're investigating some things. So yes,
I kind of would read their diary.
Yeah, it probably
Yeah,
be a good idea.
kinda.
Yeah, I mean, your warrant would probably cover that. Yeah.
Yeah. Only if it has a tiny key.
It's only me and Goodspeed in this room right now, so.
Yeah.
What did I miss?
There was nothing suspicious in Slocum's room.
All right. And
there was a letter from his wife, or to his wife?
from his wife.
From his
From
wife.
his wife.
A Dear John letter from his wife.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, basically
Yeah.
why she...
Basically, she left
Leaving
because
him.
it wasn't working, and he now had to move out in the middle of nowhere. But there is nothing in Soral's room that you're basically saying.
Correct.
All right.
Okay.
Ooh, Travis, good rolls.
Yeah, right?
I mean, sorry, Holden.
Should we...
Good job scanning.
He fought hard to use a focus. So.
Espionage.
I fought hard to make you accept the correct choice.
That is one interpretation.
Okay,
Okay.
should we interview Soral? Soral. I got
Soral.
Yeah.
there.
Rai
Yes.
Sarhadi Nelson.
Okay. Also, I would appreciate any suggestions as far as additional questions we should be asking these crew members.
Yeah.
If you're still...
Yeah, I'll let you guys talk between each other as players in terms of what should we do.
I always kind of choke when it comes to interrogating somebody, because my question is, did you do
Well,
it?
you're not supposed to choke them. You're
No.
supposed to ask them questions.
No,
I mean, a
I
pretty
know.
typical question where were you when this happened?
Yeah. Where were you in the night of...
Yeah, I guess we didn't do that
Things.
with Slocum, did we? Oops.
Yeah, 2 of them were during
No.
the night, and then one of them was during a morning. So, were you in your quarters Were you with anyone?
So these three things.
Were you on station?
These three things are definitely related.
Maybe, maybe not. So the first one is maybe a little suspicious on its own. The sensor array is maybe a little suspicious on its own, but not super suspicious. The power one is, it's not impossible for that to be a natural thing, but it is very suspicious. And then the drill is
like super suspicious. Yeah.
Yeah, I literally personally can't think of any, innocent explanation for it.
Yeah.
Laser tag.
Also, why would you want the sensor array down?
Yep. Good point.
Good question.
To allow Romulans to infiltrate the Federation space while cloaked.
And did they?
Oh.
That's the other thing is,
What
sometimes
happened?
these arrays go down for a brief period of time, right?
Yeah.
But if it's a random station at a random time, there's no way for the Romulans to know, and so the odds of something bad happening are very low.
Right.
But if this is a coordinated thing,
Yeah.
then there could have been a fleet waiting, and there might, as we speak, be a Romulan fleet cloaked within the Federation.
Huh.
Just waiting to wreak havoc.
Can we
The
do?
more time goes on, the less likely that becomes, but if that is a possibility, you have to consider.
I mean, could Eel do a scan and see if he can see anybody?
I mean, we did that right before we beamed over as well.
Yeah, we did that and
Oh.
didn't go over so well.
Oh.
I'm sure we can try again at some point.
Yeah,
We
well,
got 3 goose eggs.
I didn't roll it, so.
So I would actually, one question that I would kind of be curious about is what would be the point of the laser drill? Like, what would be the point of cutting a small hole?
Well, how are these connected?
Yeah.
And
exactly.
the power grid going down makes sense. The station had to run on emergency power, so it might have been a test. The array being offline for 47 minutes so someone can sneak through. But what exactly did drilling a small hole in the hull in the shuttle bay, what would be the purpose of that?
Exactly. You know what? Let's contact Starfleet Command and have them dispatch a ship to come investigate.
Yeah.
That concludes part 1 of Sabotage on Station 7. Join us next time as the Tempest crew works to piece together the puzzle to determine if and how these mysterious malfunctions are connected. Thanks again, and we'll see you out there.